Prime Field.
Welcome back to Prime Field, where we dive deep into the stories that shape the future of sports. I'm your host, and today we're exploring one of the most compelling recruitment stories in women's college basketball. Picture this: a young athlete from Texas who has captured the attention of every major college basketball program in the nation. Her name is JC Abbey, and she's not just another prospect. She's a phenomenon that's reshaping how we think about the power forward position. Ranked as the 10th best player nationally in the class of 2026, JC Abbey represents something special. She's earned her 4-star rating through pure dominance on the court. But what makes her story truly fascinating is the chess match unfolding between college programs desperate to secure her commitment. Today we're going to break down exactly why programs like South Carolina, UConn, Duke, Tennessee, and UCLA are all battling for the same player. We'll analyze her potential impact, decode the recruitment frenzy, and project what her collegiate career might look like. This is the story of a player who could change everything for whichever program lands her signature. When we talk about JC Abbey's recruitment, we have to start with the numbers that tell her story. Being ranked as the 10th best player nationally isn't just impressive. It's a statement that reverberates through every coaching office in America, but here's what makes this ranking even more significant. She's not just the 10th best player overall, she's the absolute best player coming out of Texas. Think about that for a moment. Texas, a state that produces elite basketball talent year after year. And JC Abbey sits at the very top of that pyramid. Her position as the 4th best power forward in her entire class speaks to something even more intriguing. The power forward position in women's basketball has evolved dramatically. It's no longer just about size and strength in the paint. Today's elite power forwards need to be versatile, mobile, and capable of impacting the game in multiple ways. JC's 4-star rating represents the culmination of countless hours of evaluation by recruiting experts who've watched her dominate competition at every level. These aren't arbitrary numbers. They're predictions of future greatness based on measurable skill, athleticism, and basketball IQ that translates directly to collegiate success. The recruitment of JC Abbey reads like a who's who of women's college basketball excellence. When you see programs like South Carolina, UConn, Duke, Tennessee, and UCLA all making their pitches, you're looking at something special. Let's start with South Carolina. The Gamecocks aren't just pursuing JC. They're actively restructuring their entire recruitment strategy around landing her. This is a program that nearly repeated as national champions, and they're treating her commitment like the missing piece to sustained dynasty-level success. UConn brings a different appeal entirely. The Huskies represent tradition, development, and a pathway to professional basketball that few programs can match. When Gino Auriemma shows interest, it's because he sees championship-level potential that aligns perfectly with UConn's winning culture. Duke and Tennessee represent the perfect blend of academic excellence and basketball tradition. These programs don't just recruit players. They recruit future leaders who will represent their universities at the highest levels of competition and beyond. UCLA rounds out this elite group with their combination of West Coast appeal, academic prestige, and a program culture that develops complete student athletes. The fact that programs spanning from coast to coast are all pursuing the same player tells us everything we need to know about JC's universal appeal and projected impact. While we don't have collegiate statistics for JC Abbey yet, her profile allows us to make educated projections about her future impact. This is where recruiting analysis becomes both art and science. Looking at comparable players who have made the transition to college basketball, we can project that JC will likely contribute immediately as a freshman. Players with her ranking typically average in the mid to high teens for points per game during their debut seasons. But scoring is just one dimension of her projected impact. As a power forward with her unique skill set, rebounding becomes a crucial metric. We're looking at a player who could easily average 6 or more rebounds per game, providing the kind of possession control that championship teams require. Efficiency ratings tell an even more compelling story. Top-tier recruits like JC typically post effective field goal percentages above 50%, indicating not just scoring ability but smart shot selection and a basketball IQ that translates to winning basketball. When we compare her profile to current college players in similar positions, the projections become even more exciting. We're potentially looking at a player who could surpass typical freshman production numbers and make an immediate impact at the highest levels of competition. What makes JC Abbey's recruitment so fascinating isn't just her current ability. It's the complete package she represents for any program fortunate enough to land her commitment. Elite college programs don't just recruit players, they recruit solutions to specific problems. JC represents a solution to multiple challenges that modern women's basketball programs face. She brings scoring versatility, rebounding consistency, and the kind of defensive potential that can anchor entire game plans. Her versatility as a power forward means she can adapt to different playing styles and systems. Whether a program runs a fast break offense, a half-court system, or switching defensive schemes, JC's skill set translates across multiple basketball philosophies. But perhaps most importantly, she represents the kind of player who can elevate an entire program's competitive status. These are the recruits who don't just join championship teams. They create them. Her presence could be the difference between a good season and a historic one for whichever program ultimately wins her commitment. College coaches understand that players like JC Abbey don't come around often. When they do, the smart programs will recognize that patience, persistence, and the right pitch can secure a cornerstone player capable of transforming their own entire basketball future. The recruitment of JC Abbey represents everything compelling about college basketball recruiting. It's a story of potential meeting opportunity, of elite programs recognizing transformational talent, and of a young athlete whose decision could reshape the landscape of women's college basketball for years to come. Thanks for joining us on Prime Field. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into the stories that matter most in sports.
Prime Field.